Are you ready to transform your pool into a stunning oasis? At Mainland Pool Service, they're a family-owned business committed to keeping your pool looking pristine all year round. They believe that pool care should be proactive, not reactive, which is why their skilled team handles everything from routine cleaning to complex issues with precision. They prioritize clear communication and personalized solutions to exceed your expectations. Join the Mainland Pool Service family today and experience the difference their expertise and dedication can bring to your relaxation retreat. Contact them now at mainlandpoolservice.com.
Junior Grizzlies summer camps presented by Ortho South are the key to a slam dunk summer with over a dozen 4-day camps perfect for hoopers ages 6 to 14 looking to build fundamental skills and make unforgettable memories. With camps across the Mid-South in Tennessee, Mississippi, and Arkansas, you won't have to go far for the ultimate hoops experience this summer. Registration comes with a Junior Grizzlies jersey, lunchbox, and a basketball to take home. Don't wait, space is limited. Visit grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies today to secure a spot for a fun-filled summer. That's grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Kevin Garnett returned to Minnesota. How awesome was this? Look at this.
That's love right there.
When he walks in, and they brought him out of the tunnel. They're like, welcome back. They played like a tribute video.
That's the reason why guys like TA and them are here, bro.
That's the best.
You want to see the OGs back showing love.
It's the best. That is the best. Nothing has felt more wrong than Kevin Garnett not being a part of that.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
The heaviest metal credit card of all time. Rumored to be one of only 18 in existence. Plated with the very same tungsten that forged the International Space Station. And wielded at business dinners like a samurai sword. It's a classic corporate power move. But the real power move? Having end-to-end visibility on your most critical shipments. FedEx, the new power move.
Orthopedic injuries can be unpredictable, unforeseen, and unscheduled, and Ortho South understands this better than anyone. Since your injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either. That's because Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays, in the evenings, and even on Saturdays. So next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. Just walk in, and Ortho South will take care of everything, especially you. Learn more at orthosouth.org. That's orthosouth at orthosouth.org.
Feels great to feel the sunshine. Gotta own the day like it's all mine. Just got paid in his own time. Been working hard, I've been on the grind. I deserve this feeling, having my way. I've been on this healing. This is my day. The sun's out, let's have a little fun now. I wanna let it all out. That's what it's all about. Cause I deserve this feeling, having my way. I deserve this healing. This is my day.
Grind City Media presents The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Live from the Grind City Media Studios on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
What's up, everybody? Happy Friday, April 17th. It is going to be a good day. Jessica Benson with you from the Grind City Media Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. CJ Hurt behind the glass. Coming up on today's show, a big night of play-in action ahead with big implications for the Memphis Grizzlies. We will dive into Suns, Warriors, Magic, Hornets. Lang Whitaker will join us as he does each and every Friday. We will talk about some of the biggest conversations over the last 24 hours in sports, included in that the Azzi Fudd Dallas Wings press conference that's taken a life of its own. Plus, we'll get into, is it okay for a reporter to ask AI to help them ask a question? That popped off on my timeline as well. We have a special Music Friday guest. DJ Zirk is going to be in the building. He's going to be out at Riverbeat again, Porch Fest this weekend as well. We'll end with a little Music Friday, what we're listening to, some of the big music stories from the week. Coachella weekend 2 is ahead. It is a Friday. We have made it to the end of the week. CJ, congratulations.
4.
As your dad said in the chat, we're one day closer to USC San Jose State.
Stop it.
One day closer. I appreciated it.
Stop it.
One day closer to Hawaii, Stanford. What a time to be alive.
Oh,
What'd you get into yesterday?
Oh, tennis.
Oh,
Tennis.
how'd it go?
Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'll be out there with my phone.
We haven't gotten a tennis update in a minute.
Oh, I still suck.
Really?
Like, yeah, I'm bad.
I'm sorry.
I'm bad. Yeah, I didn't win anything.
Do you think you'll
yesterday.
ever be good?
No.
And that,
no.
are you okay with that?
Very much so.
Okay, I think
it's
that's
not my
the
job.
important piece of it.
I'm just out there trying to get a little sweat in.
Yeah, just don't hurt yourself.
Well, my knees are.
Don't end up in the pit.
Like I need ice on the knees. Did you watch the pit?
I did watch the pit.
Okay.
No spoilers.
All right.
Like,
Just,
even Tyrese Halliburton asked for no spoilers on
Okay.
Twitter last night. I was like, oh, I see you, Tyrese Halliburton. We finna be in the pit. I thought it was really good.
Okay.
If you don't, again, no spoilers. I will not spoil anything. But if you don't want to hear anything about the pit season finale, cover your ears for like 60 seconds. Wildest depiction of something birth related that I have ever seen on a television show. Like Chris screamed in the middle of it, and I was like, shh, we have neighbors, please. They're gonna think something seriously is wrong. It was wild. A color of babies I haven't seen since the Titanic movie. Again, no spoilers. You don't know how it happened. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what happens in the end. I will say, Pitt season finale reinforced to me, this is the best doctor show that we have ever had because it is the most realistic doctor show that we have ever had.
Realistic or graphic?
Both.
Okay.
It doesn't need extra drama. It doesn't have some like soaring. I was reading an interview with Noah Wiley about the decision not to like utilize music to try to sway emotions, which is what we do in TV and media, and just the idea of like how it was shot, the cameras that they shot it with. There are no God angles. There aren't any sort of like crazy cameras on dollies where it feels like you're spinning through an emergency room. It's just very day in the life. It's one day. It's a 15-hour day. Boy, was it a 15-hour day in the pit. I wouldn't want to work that 15-hour day, but I think it really stayed true to this is a day that could happen in an emergency room in any city in the country, any big to medium-sized city in the country. And yes, things go wrong, but it's not done in an over-dramatized way. It's done in a, hey, like this is an emergency room and emergencies come in here and some people are gonna die and some people are gonna live and there's gonna be a lot that happens in between and these doctors come in and they work that shift, and they probably take a lot of trauma with them, and then they go out, and then they come back, and they do it again for another long shift. So the Pitt season finale got an A from me. Not an A+, but an A.
I did watch Invincible after my tennis excursion, and that one, this most recent episode of Invincible, they start fighting the Viltrumites, and ooh boy, that one Viltrumite who's in charge of all the Viltrumites, he is the most Viltrumite that ever Viltrumited. He is something special. I didn't particularly like how the episode ended.
Okay.
I think that in the battle between good and bad, every now and then the bad is significantly worse than the good. And so I think that it would have been cool to see that play out in that sort of a way. But
I thought you were going to say you watched your doctor show, which is Scrubs, which I watched Scrubs before we watched The Pitt. And what a juxtaposition. It's like, here's my cute little fun doctor show, and here's my doctor show. It was a good time. Good. We get basketball back tonight. Now we start this period of time where it's just basketball, nothing but basketball. Playoffs start over the weekend. It is the final night of the play-in tournament.
How are you celebrating?
In the NBA.
Are you having people back over?
I'm on a plane.
Oh.
And I'm really upset about it because the friends who were over last week brought up, like, we should run it back. Because this is just as important, if not more important, than the Grizzlies game against the Jazz 1 week ago tonight. It was a Friday night to remember.
It's more important.
Well, the Grizzlies needed that game against the Jazz to help their odds. You think this is more important?
It's more important.
It does give you more chances.
It's more important.
It gives you more opportunity. We have Hornets Magic for the 8th seed in the East tipping off at 6:30. We have Warriors Suns for the 8th seed in the West tipping off at 9. The Grizzlies should be rooting against the Suns and the Magic. I will not go as far as saying the Grizzlies and fans should be rooting for the Warriors or the Hornets. I understand that can be a mental bridge too far. However, you got to understand what's good for you. And it would benefit the Grizzlies tremendously if both the Magic and the Suns lost tonight, because that means you have 2 more chances at getting a high lottery pick. Whichever team has the better draft position, that will go to the Grizzlies, in case you have been living under a rock and have not followed why these games mean something for the Grizzlies tonight. You look at it and you're like, this could be all part of the master plan. this could be the plan. This could be the reason for the 25-win season. Like the reason for 46 different starting lineups for the Memphis Grizzlies this past year. AJ DePonce, hear my prayers. Caleb Love, hear my pleas. Cameron Boozer, Darren Peterson.
Wilson, right?
What did I call him?
Love.
Why do I always do that?
Wait, which one is Love? Is Love's not Chicago. That's Williams. Who's Caleb Love?
I don't know.
Caleb Love is somebody.
I always call him Caleb Love, though. He plays for the Portland Trailblazers on a two-way contract.
Okay.
You know, I'm just really big on two-way players.
Why do I know Caleb Love?
Why did my brain say Caleb Love?
Where did Caleb Love play?
Because I've done Williams.
There we go.
So they're both,
That's why.
It's the UNC connection
That's why. Okay.
in the brain.
Yeah, got you.
Any of those guys, please.
Except Caleb Love, because he's already
Because he's not,
rostered.
we don't need that. We don't need that.
He's already on the NBA roster, no tampering.
This is a universe where the Grizzlies could hypothetically get the first and the second pick in this year's draft. If you just believe. If you believe deep, I love the smell of hope in the morning.
Hold on, what?
They could get 1-2 in this year's draft.
Could they?
Yes.
Get out of here.
Yes. Is it likely?
Wait, they
We're
could?
not here to
How
talk
could
about
they get...
likeliness.
Wait, what? I thought
They could have their pick, and they could have either the Magic or the Suns pick. But that pick could be number 2.
One of those, neither of those picks are top blah 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 protected,
No.
top 8 protected.
I don't think so.
Okay, so the Grizzlies could.
The Grizzlies could be 1-2. The Grizzlies could be 1-3. The Grizzlies could be 2-3. The Grizzlies could be 1-4.
Run the tankathon real quick.
Okay.
Run a tankathon.
Well, does Jacob want to run a tankathon for the people?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, did you just get more excited? Did I make the games matter even more tonight? They matter. These games matter greatly. If you are a Grizzlies fan and you're not watching the play-in tournament on Amazon Prime, what are you doing? If you're not watching a player have the opportunity to get the, what are we calling it, the playmaker chain?
Yeah, that chain is stupid. Hold on, so who's in the lottery? Like what numbers are in the lottery?
I don't like this one. Do it again. Do it
Hold
again.
on, wait. What numbers are in the lottery though? Because is it 1 through 16 or 1 through 14?
1 through 14.
1 through 14.
1 through
and
14.
So the Suns would lose and be.
Well, the Suns haven't lost yet.
But if they lost, they'd be 14. And so they'd be in the lottery.
No, they'd be whatever they get once the draft lottery happens.
I mean, 14th best odds.
Sure, 14th best
14th best odds. And then the Magic, if the Magic lost, they'd have
13th
best odds.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Huh. The Grizzlies with 2 top 2 picks.
What if
the Grizzlies with 2
parted,
top 3 picks?
The clouds part, the sun shines through, the light comes down. Oh, your Memphis Grizzlies picking 1-2 in the draft. Who says no? Today on Friday, April 17th, before these games are even played, I say yes. I'm a believer in manifestation. And every day I'm going to get on this show and say, God, I can't wait for the Grizzlies to have the top 2 picks in this year's draft. But first, we got to get one more chance. We got to get one more opportunity. One of these teams has to lose. Who has a better chance of losing tonight? The Magic or the Suns?
The Magic. They don't.
I
look
would agree.
Right. They look off. I think not having Franz Wagner healthy for large parts of the year has thrown off whatever chemistry they were trying to get. Banchero is, we talked about this on Odds Couple yesterday at Grind City Media City, or get it wherever you get your Grind City Media podcast. We talked about it, and Lane brought it up. I'm not sure if Banchero can be your number 1 option, and I'm not sure if Franz can either. I know Desmond Bain can't. I think they've got a bunch of good second and third options. They need something there to unlike it. Is when I think about Banchero, I think a lot about Aaron Gordon. And Aaron Gordon was good for the Magic, but Aaron Gordon wasn't going to be able to carry a Magic franchise to an Eastern Conference final. But Aaron Gordon has value, gets traded, goes to the Nuggets, and he's a pivotal piece on that team. But he's a pivotal piece because that team has Murray and has Jokic, and now he gets to be a really, really good third option instead of a okay first option. And I think they have a bunch of okay first options on that team. And for whatever reason, it just hasn't gelled from a chemistry standpoint. So, yeah, I think the Magic have the best chance of losing, especially if the Hornets get hot from 3.
Also,
and they're going to take them.
Gary Parrish said in the chat, Caleb Love played at Arizona. I actually watched Caleb Love play at Arizona because they were in the Seattle
What is Jacob
Regional
talking
last year.
about?
I don't know. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's a Friday. I was taken over by the Pitt. I actually really I think you could make a case for Caleb Wilson being number 2 in this year's draft, but we will get into that when the Grizzlies have the first 2 picks in the draft and we're able to really go through the nuts and guts of all of this.
I know everybody is, I think most of, and then transferred.
Jacob would like to correct. Another correction has entered the chat. Another correction. Caleb Love played 3 seasons at North Carolina, 2 seasons at Arizona, so 5 seasons of college basketball all around, and now he's a 2-way player for the Portland Trailblazers. And now you know more about Caleb Love than you ever needed to know in your life.
Did you know when you woke up this morning you were going to talk so much about Caleb Love?
Because my notes say, AJ DeBonsa, hear my prayers. Caleb Wilson, hear my pleas. Cameron Boozer and Darren Peterson, come on.
Like, come on, man.
So who would have known? You know, that's this show. We're kind of like an emergency room.
Are we?
Just never know what's going to happen.
Real serious stuff happening.
Yeah.
But are we an emergency room in the way that Pitt is an emergency room? Are we an emergency room the way that Sacred Heart is an emergency room? Right? Like, are we?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I will say they were doing like a big long monologue on the Pitt last night about like mental health and just the values of this industry. Like one of the younger doctors is just weighing like, do I want a future in this industry that is clearly such a toll when it comes to her life? And Chris and I just look at each other and we go, local news. Brain surgery, local news. Mental health problems coming together as one. No, I did not think we would talk about Caleb Love that much, and we shouldn't. But
Caleb Wilson, on the other hand,
yes,
I know
I could make a genuine case
everybody around these parts have sort of fixated on Acuff, and I understand why. But like, if you told me outside of those first 3, who's the player next, I would have Caleb Wilson there.
Yeah,
I think he is a shot creator, shot maker, bucket getter from interesting spots on the court. I think he can get you almost like Paul Pierce, where it is, hey, I can get it done at the elbow, I can get it done in the short corner as well, top of the key, and he's got a pretty good shot as well. And this team that is void of bigs could use a big.
Yeah, good defender,
versatile.
Solid passer for his size. Again, okay, here's my take on it with all of those, and you can get into the weeds with each of them. The reason why it would be the greatest outcome possible, not just because of the obvious of having the first and second pick in an NBA draft or any draft, would be just really sick. Like, that'd be a really fun thing to go into a draft knowing that you have the first 2 spots. But just the idea of, with any of those top 4, the quickest way to a rebuild is to strike on a star, right? Like, the quickest way to accelerate a franchise's ability to go from saying, hey, we're making a pivot away from something we believed in to rebuild in a direction of hopefully something that we can believe in soon, and you can see some of the pieces around it, but you can't fully buy in of, hey, this team is going to be a contender ASAP. The way that changes is you get your 1A. Like, you get your star, you get your bucket getter, you get the person who can inject more than just hopium, but like true blue belief that you have a face of a franchise. And it doesn't have to be that serious right now, but if you can trick yourself into one of those top picks being like the guy for you down the stretch, you have a lot of really good, really solid players within this Memphis Grizzlies organization right now, but like, you don't have that guy, that takeover effect.
Yeah, Jacob has pointed out again.
Oh my God.
Jacob is in a mood, or we're just wrong today. Caleb Wilson shot 25% from 3, so maybe he can't shoot the ball from 3 well. He does everything except shoot. Jacob wants me to
He's a great dunker. I watched a lot of fun dunk highlights from him.
That's
where I was like, ooh.
Watch him get
You never
dudes.
want to get tantalized by a dunk highlight.
I watched him get dudes
in
in the short corner a couple of times in a couple of different games and give them work. So maybe I just caught the good games that he had. I don't know. He seemed like he could shoot to me when I was watching him.
There you go.
Oh, well.
That's the thing with him, too, is we didn't have an opportunity to see him in the tournament to grow his lore, right? Like, we got that even just one game of DeBonsa. Like, BYU loses. Who'd they lose to? Texas. But he looked awesome in what you saw from him. You got little sprinkles of Darren Peterson, and he's had everything that's come with him throughout this year. And Cameron Boozer goes out in a sad way with how that game ended for Duke, but he put together a nice highlight reel from March where just the familiarity with these guys continues to grow. So I think that's always an important thing. Go ahead.
Can I ask you an important question? It's a would you rather?
Okay.
Would you rather the Grizzlies get, I don't know, the 7th pick and the 14th pick and the Thunder pick wherever they're supposed to pick, or the Grizzlies get 2 or 3 and the Thunder get 1?
I hate this. What a philosophical conundrum.
It helps you. You get 2 and 3.
But it also helps your enemy.
Well, hey, this is the conundrum that Grizzlies fans are in tonight.
I would do it. It feels like a deal with the devil. You know, sometimes you got to make a deal with the devil and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Some would say. Yeah, give them the number 1. We'll take 2 and 3.
Some would also say that the Warriors are the devil as well. And sometimes, like you said, you kind of got to make a deal.
My God. If I had one more person tell me yesterday, Steph Curry's 38, I was going to lose my mind. I said he was 37. His birthday was last month. I missed stuff. I don't know how my husband doesn't celebrate Steph Curry's birthday in our household.
He doesn't tell you.
Beyond
me. He doesn't tell you. He sends some flowers every year.
He eats a little mini cake in the closet, and he's like, happy birthday, Steph.
Candles lit. There's a picture of Steph Curry shimmying.
It's like Helga Pataki.
What's the 3 where Steph is like this? They got that picture up in the closet. Helga G.
Got
Pataki.
the little shimmy.
Yep.
Chris just goes,
as he eats the cake. Chris, what's Steph's favorite cake? Because you know that's
knows.
what he knows, and you know that's what he's eating in the closet.
Don't instigate him again.
What you mean?
Pissed him off yesterday.
So?
With your Draymond Green nonsense.
Draymond Green at large portions during the Warriors run. I'd argue Draymond Green was the 4th best defender on that team. 4th. What are we talking about here? Fight me.
He will.
That's fine.
He will.
Meet me. I'm 191 Bill Street, Chris Luther. Come see me.
I'm very curious how, hopefully we have access to the game in the great sky tonight, even though it's on Amazon Prime some way, somehow. Because I think as much as Chris has been pretty agnostic about the end of this Warriors season, it's been a disappointing year. Yes, it's fun to come back for one night. The gang's all back together again. Steph's making threes. Draymond's making huge defensive plays on Kawhi Leonard. Even the opportunity to have Al Horford this time of year, Al Horford making clutch threes. Kristaps Porzingis finally moving well and playing with energy. It's not like he has any deep belief in this team making an actual run. I think the second the ball is tipped tonight for Warriors Suns and the second it turns into Dillon Brooks versus Steph, Draymond, and Steve Kerr, Chris will be like, screw it, I need this team to win this game so badly. I don't care what lies ahead with the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think all Warriors fans will be ignited by watching this team play against Dillon Brooks. And Dillon Brooks will be ignited on the other side. Like, I think it's one of the best rivalries that we have in sports right now. Dillon Brooks versus Draymond, Steph, and Steve Kerr.
That's the power of hate.
Yes.
Compared to the power of friendship,
This
the
is
power
the
of
power
love.
of
This is the
true
power.
hate.
This is the power of sports hate right
They
here.
really hate each other.
Yes.
We don't have enough deep-gutted hate in this league. This is an example. I mean, Dillon Brooks even talked about it yesterday. Did you see the clip?
No.
This is Dillon Brooks when he was asked about this upcoming game against the Warriors. Take a listen.
Steph and Draymond. That's it. That's Steve Kerr.
That's what he's excited for. Steph and Draymond and Steve Kerr. We're going to talk about the code?
I mean,
he still thinks about the code?
Find it interesting that team of all teams complains about the code after they took Kawhi Leonard out.
You think about the code?
And Draymond Green is on that team. So, okay, whatever.
The code lives
Here
forever.
Here we go.
The code lives forever.
Let's go.
I can see Draymond. Do you remember that game here where they were like head to head?
Hit the armpit?
It was head to armpit.
Yeah, because it started
oh my
head
God,
to
yes,
head.
he was up in his head. Oh, it was so good.
Just armpit in
it
face.
It was so good.
Over under. I said the over under should be 3.5 technicals tonight. The campers said it should be 2.5. So over under 2.5 technicals. Over under 3.5.
I think 3 is like the sweet spot.
All right.
I think 3 is somewhere nice.
You know, I know, you listening know. We all know. Dillon's getting 1 and Draymond's getting 1.
Yes.
That's 2.
Yes.
Then it is how many other people get 1.
Can get looped in.
Or at a different time. Because when they get theirs, it's just going to be them. Right? When they get theirs, everybody's going to be like, okay, let them go at it.
But it set the tone.
Yeah,
it sets the tone.
It is a tone setter.
It's a tone setter.
I think a coach gets 1, and I think at least one more player gets 1 frustrated, bickering about something. Because after Dillon and Draymond get theirs, the refs will give them a bit more of a leash. Something will happen, and they don't want to tee them up the second time to toss them out. they don't want to call like a ticky-tack foul.
Sure.
Dylan grabs, I don't know, Pods or something like that, and Pods pops off at the ref and refuses to let it go, and then he picks up his. Right, like something like that. Devin Booker's also running around out there. We act like he's not schmarmy in and of himself, right? Like he's like this is a battle of two light-skinned schmarmy dudes right here. When you think about what Steph Curry does and what Devin Booker does, three if you throw in this is a light-skinned battle. This is incredible. Like one of them.
Grayson Allen questionable for tonight. He didn't play in that first playing game.
Oh,
but
I
if you
forgot
throw
about
a little
Grayson
into the mix.
Grayson plays is absolutely going to be about 4 techs, maybe 5. It's going to be good
I'm
stuff.
excited.
I can't wait for this.
One of the best.
And we don't have work tomorrow.
Rivalries.
So I can stay up late and watch this. I might watch this communally. I might watch this on social because I bet it's going to be popping.
I think Magic Hornets is like, I just don't think the Magic can score enough to hang with the Hornets. Maybe they'll surprise us. Maybe it'll be a good game too. But I think Warriors Suns is just situated to be a good time because of those 4. And I include Steve Kerr because Dylan Brooks included Steve Kerr. Like this just goes back, and it all is rooted in the Grizzlies. And everything is Memphis Grizzlies if you look close enough.
So
everything has a little Grizzly sprinkle on it.
Dylan has beef with Steph, Dre, Kerr.
Yes.
They all have beef with each other. Throw Clay in there.
Yeah.
Is there another Warrior
from that time period?
Yeah. Like, has Dylan let go, or has
I
Gary
guess
Payton
I was going to say Gary Payton.
Let it go?
No.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
But I like to pretend
that
just
he has
for
it.
extra hate. I just want to add as much fuel to this fire as possible.
Oh, it's going to be important
be
for
a good
everybody
time.
to keep their emotions in check.
Or not.
Or not, hell. Go
Did
out
you
there and be
see,
reckless.
speaking of rivalries that will exist forever, did you see Zoran Mamdani's comments yesterday?
No.
About, he was asked why ticket prices are so high for Knicks Hawks. And he said, I would say that I blame Trae Young, and I think it's always important to blame Trae Young.
Oh, what? Yes.
I was like, hell
yes.
Yeah. Let's go. Mamdani knows his constituency. Trae Young, not with the Hawks anymore. He knows. I saw some people be like, do you not know that Trae Young is with the Washington Wizards now? Of course he knows that. The point is Trae Young forever. Like Trae Young hate forever. It doesn't matter where Trae Young is, whether he's with the Hawks or the Wizards, but he'll be attached with both of those identities forever. And I was like, it's such a New York thing to say, I don't know, blame it on Trae Young. Just blame it on Trae Young.
Absolutely. And going back to just good old-fashioned sports hate. That in this league, that is when it comes. Rivalries are born now. That is when it's born. You bring up Trae Young and the Knicks. You bring up Dylan Brooks and the Warriors.
We're still holding on that from years ago. We're still holding on that from years ago.
This is when it's made, right here. This is because passion is here. Passion that, for whatever reason, we can't grab and bottle up and drop on a random Wednesday in December. It is here now. Dudes are willing to literally fight for this right now. That's what makes NBA postseason so much fun. That's what's going to make the NBA playoffs so exhilarating. And I can't wait for the next one of these to pop up because it's going to be somebody. I don't know who yet, but I look forward to seeing it when it happens because somebody's going to give me something. LaMelo already gave it to us, so it might be LaMelo in the Heat now. Did you see what Bam had to say?
Yeah, he said he hasn't heard from him.
Bam said, no, we didn't talk, but we will. I'll talk to him when I see him. It's like, oh, yes, please talk to him physically and get some furniture moving, Bam, because that was dirty. And then LaMelo Ball, contrary to popular opinion, does have a brain.
Shut up. That's good old-fashioned sports hate.
Good old-fashioned sports hate.
Let it fuel you. Let it live through you.
Yes.
It's more fun. That's why, like, when Victor Wembanyama made it so clear that he doesn't like the Thunder during the season, and those games took an extra bit of oomph to it. We'll take a quick break. Lang Whitaker's going to join us on the other side. I thought we'd be spending 15 minutes talking about Azzi Fudd and Paige Bueckers and all of that from yesterday, but you know what's better than that? Hate.
Hate
Who
is
needs
better.
Love when you have hate.
Hate is better than love.
Some would say.
Yeah.
Some would say. Hey. We'll ask Lang about tonight's play-in tournament action, amongst other big stories from the sports world yesterday after a quick break.
Why they won't let us talk about them people?
When the arena lights dim for a concert or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person who will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's a person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to give you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let other fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
25 years of history. Going back to where it all started. B2K is back. The Millennium Tour presents the Boys for Life Tour. Battle Wow.
I ain't impressed cause ain't none of them at all.
Boys for Life. Also starring Pretty Ricky, B5, Young Jock, Crime Mob, A. Marie, and Franchise Boys. April 26th, FedEx Forum. Tickets available at Ticketmaster. Presented by the Black Promoters Collective.
New Amsterdam Vodka is an official partner of the Memphis Grizzlies. It's the only exceptionally smooth vodka that is 5 times distilled, 3 times filtered, and rated 93 points. New Amsterdam believes wins big and small become legendary when you celebrate them with your crew. So here's to the blue, white, and gold, the Memphis grit and grind, and reliving winning moments big and small with Tennessee's favorite basketball team. New Amsterdam Vodka. Find your wins. With living in luxury at Southland Casino Hotel, the good life is closer than you think. Members get 1 entry with every 100 points earned playing on their Lucky North Rewards card, plus 1 free entry daily. Win free play at our hourly drawings, and don't miss our Saturday grand prize drawings in March. You could win a home theater package, premium massage chair, an outdoor jacuzzi, and $250,000 cash. Luxurious prizes await at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 or older. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has announced its 2026 inductees. Among the headliners, Oasis. And I'm assuming your favorite, Iron Maiden.
I dabble.
Oasis is the biggest act here.
I don't know, man. Iron Maiden.
Bro, they just did a stadium tour.
So does Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden's not doing a stadium tour in the year 2026. They're playing Minglewood Hall.
No, they are not.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
The Grizzlies are proud to team up with Prime Global Group, a company on a mission to redefine real estate investment. By leveraging deep experience, strategic insight, and robust resources, Prime Global Group is shaping a smarter, socially responsible future. Whether you're an investor or simply curious, now's the time to explore innovative strategies that align with your values. Join the movement and discover how you can be a part of this exciting evolution. Visit primeglobalgroup.net to learn more and connect with the team today. That's primeglobalgroup.net.
It is Friday. That means it's time to have Lang Whitaker in studio in
What's
his
up?
Memphis Masters hat.
Yeah, I got to get ready for the big tournament this weekend.
I thought it was last weekend. That's the Masters.
This is the
Memphis
sister
Masters.
tournament, the
Oh,
Memphis
of course.
Masters.
Commonly known.
Loosely affiliated. 17th annual Memphis Masters this weekend. I'm taking part once again.
Good luck in
Thank
your
you.
endeavors.
I finished just outside the top 20 last year.
All right,
I'm
we can
hoping
crack
to
top
get
15.
Top 20, yeah.
Okay, that'll be
That's
a
my
good goal to shoot for. I did want to thank you. You changed my life this morning. I made the breakfast bowl that we talked about. I came and did a cooking with Lang that'll come out at some point.
She did, yep.
And when we were cooking up that lunch, you talked about how for your son, you make a breakfast bowl where you put bacon,
egg, and cheese
in a round pan.
Yep.
Fry it up, scramble some
Saucepan.
eggs. Saucepan, yes, saucepan is the correct terminology for it. I'm learning. Take the bacon out, put the eggs in the bacon grease.
Yeah.
Cook the eggs up in the bacon grease, then put the bacon back in. I put a little avocado on it, and Chris came out this morning. He goes, "Did you make bacon?" And I said, "I sure did."
Because
He
when
goes,
you cook,
"Did you make some for me?" And I said, "No,
the
but I
whole
can."
strips, it takes a long time.
Yeah, it was so fast. It was like a 10-minute.
When you cut it up,
breakfast.
it's fast. Yeah, it's
anyway,
easy.
thank you for that.
I told CJ afterwards, after we filmed it on Wednesday, and then I came and did an odds couple with CJ, and I told him I was surprised, like just how trying to think of a nice way to say it. How
Lang,
cooking,
undomesticated she is. How spoiled she
CJ
is.
said undomesticated. I said I was surprised. Like, just you don't do a lot of cooking. I thought maybe you had some experience with it.
I mean, I have some experience with it.
Very
I can't
little.
cook.
Making
I just don't
cereal
have
does
to
not
cook.
count, Jessica. That's not
Okay,
cooking.
that's not fair.
You told me you
cook
told me
enough.
you didn't know how to cut a lemon.
Well, yeah, because my husband has me in my head that I don't know how to cut things properly, because when I cut my peppers and onions, I just cut through the middle, and he has a very specific process for it. So now I'm at the point where I don't even trust myself in cutting a lemon, but I'm trying to regain my trust within the kitchen.
None of it matters.
I made it today. I added some lemon zest to our bowl that we
Boom.
made as a family yesterday. Lang told me to add acid, and
It always works.
specifically the drug, but no, lemon zest, and it was so good. I was
It's
like,
great,
this
right?
has changed my life.
Yeah.
So some small things have allowed me to be a better cook in the kitchen. But I give myself a bad time, and I can cook. I just don't like to cook
cooking
as
should
much
be,
as Chris does.
I got into cooking because it's fun. Like, to me, it's my favorite part of the day because I come home and all day long I'm talking to people, I'm dealing with people, you're sending emails, you're doing crap. That's like the 30 minutes I get alone for the day. I go in the kitchen, everyone else goes and does stuff. I put on some music, I sit there quietly, I cut my onions, whatever.
Yeah, it's like therapeutic.
It is. It's
little
very,
meditative.
to me, it's very like meditative and like quiet time. So that's kind of how I got into it, and that's why I like it so much. And I think like for someone like you two, who's like going all the time, it's a pretty good way to
Slow down.
You know,
and
like you
force
think of
yourself
ideas in
to
the shower. People do
focus.
that all
Yeah.
the time. I do it while I'm cooking.
Yeah.
I think of stuff all the time because my brain is off.
Yeah.
And boom, all of a sudden something pops up and I think about it. So it's a good way to unlock.
I like it. I'm gonna make more things this summer. Now that's
I like
the off
it.
season, I have more of an excuse to like take
Cooking
the
with Lang
time.
and Jessica.
Yes, learning to cook with Jessica. All right, I had two timelines on my story, or two stories on my timeline yesterday that seemed to take over the entire sports space. And one of them, and I say this trepidatiously, was the Azzi Fudd Dallas Wings press conference.
Yeah.
In case people missed it, Azzi Fudd had her first official press conference in Dallas since going #1 in the WNBA draft this week. You had Kurt Miller and Jose Fernandez, the coach, both spoke as well. They talked about her fit with the Wings. They talked about how this is going to work with Paige Bueckers, with Arike Ngumbawale, what they liked about Azzi Fudd from her development on the defensive end, how they give the Wings such a staunch backcourt. Exciting basketball stuff. The one thing that goes incredibly viral yesterday is a question from Kevin Sherrington of the Dallas Morning News. And in case people at home missed it, this is what was asked and this is how it was handled. Take a listen.
Paige announced last year on TikTok that y'all were a couple. And I'm wondering if that is still the case. And if so, if y'all have talked to any other couples in the league about how they negotiate that dynamic as pro teammates.
I understand why you have to ask that question, but we're going to respectfully decline from commenting on our players' personal lives. Go to the next question.
Are you familiar with the Streisand effect?
Yes, very much so.
So this idea that if you try to suppress or hide information on something, then it actually results in greater public awareness. Yeah, it makes it worse. I love, people throw the Streisand effect around now, and I think sometimes people forget like the origin of the Streisand effect. It was Barbara Streisand, my queen forever, Fanny Bryce, Star is Born, Way We Were, Meet the Fockers, but Babs.
There's a new one coming out.
I know, but I don't think she's going to be in it. She wasn't in the trailer. I was devastated. The last time I saw her was during the Robert
She's in that
Redford
Seth
tribute.
Rogen movie. The one where
She
he
was
was
in
her
that,
mom.
yes.
She was his mom.
Yes.
Yeah,
Anyway, she had a house. The house was on a cliffside. There was a photo of her house because it was something in Los Angeles with like coastal erosion, and her house was one of the homes that was on the cliffside that was used as an example. And she tried to sue the photographer. She ended up losing the lawsuit. She tried to make it a privacy thing, but ultimately, like that picture had 4 downloads before the lawsuit, and then within the month of that lawsuit happening, it had close to 1 million, or like 500,000 downloads, I think, in the first month, and now it's been seen by millions and millions of people. So like no one was thinking about Barbara Streisand's coastal home, and then millions of people were trying to see this. I think this is the situation that we now have with Azzi Fudd and the Dallas Wings, and by them answering the question for her, I think we really could have nipped this in the bud, at least to a degree, if it had just been her saying, listen, I'm here to talk about basketball. I don't want to talk about my personal life. Can we focus on basketball?
Well,
how did you approach it?
There's lots of layers here, to me.
Infinite layers.
Yeah.
It's a very nuanced conversation.
Because, and normally social media doesn't present the chance for nuance. to me, it is a story. It's part of the story. And like the Streisand effect occurred because nobody was talking about it. She sued and it got into the attention. People were talking about this before the draft.
But they didn't talk about it on draft night.
But they should have.
I agree.
And Devin and I think CJ we were talking about it the other day in the office. I was like, well, they're definitely going to draft Azzi Fudd #1, right? Like, you know, her girlfriend's on the team. You would think like that's a good fit. And it's not, to me, it's not like the same conversation as the Lakers taking Bronny, right?
No.
Because Azzi Fudd is legitimately probably the best player in the draft. I mean, I know there's a case for Olivia Miles or whoever else, but you can make a very clear case for Azzi Fudd being the best player in the draft and being a good fit alongside Paige, a great 3-point shooter.
But a part of that story, because I agree with you, I've had a whole journey with this story and I've had a partial opinion change, I still do think it is a story.
Sure.
And now it's even more a story, and that's what happens with this kind of stuff. I do think it's always interesting how an opinion evolves, because I watched the draft and I found myself conversing with my husband watching the draft with me out loud saying, it's so weird that they're not talking about this. And it was clear, it was so much not talked about that it felt to me avoidant. And for whatever that reason may be. And so I came in the next morning and I joked about it. Like, I was very frivolous with it because I also didn't think anyone would seriously be out there thinking that anyone would say they only took Azzi Fudd because she's paid. That's not what anyone's saying. Azzi Fudd is one of the best players in college basketball in the last few years. She got hurt. She comes back. She's most outstanding player of the tournament last year. Like, she is one of the most efficient shooters that we've seen come through here recently.
42% 3-point shooter.
Yes. Great. So I didn't even think twice. So we have this conversation. It gets posted on social. I get destroyed in a way that, like, hadn't happened in a while. You don't bat 1,000 on takes, but like I was seeing these comments rolling. Like, people I know were saying, I expected better from you. I was getting called not a girl's girl. People were coming at me for like not supporting women. And when I was getting through some of the more like incendiary stuff, I was reading through the comments and I found myself understanding where they were coming from, certainly. And I get it from a standpoint of not wanting to take away from Azzi being drafted for her basketball prowess. I also understand it from it being like a young gay couple in a pretty homophobic world, just in general. The W is a very out and proud league and has been forever, and there are so many relationships within it, but just in the world and the space that we're in right now, and especially that they're young, perhaps there was a level of protection that they were trying. I can get behind all of that, and so I ended up asking our wonderful social department. I was like, hey, I don't like how casually I talked about this. Can we take this down? I don't want this to represent my view because it is a nuanced thing, and I'm not trying to do this for clicks. Like, I think it's worth a more genuine conversation about it. All that can be true. It's still a story. And like, I would have expected a question to be asked eventually. I would have expected a question like that to be asked. And I think the question was fair. The answer is technically fair. I just personally would have preferred it to come from her because I think that shuts it down a little bit more.
I mean, to me, the story, or at least one of the big parts of the story, is that they didn't talk about it. Like, that nobody talks about it. Like, I think it's okay to, and like you said, there's perhaps some protectionary elements here, like people wanting to keep this away from whatever. But I agree with you. Like, I think that's part of the story. And if we're going to cover the WNBA like we cover the NBA or any other sport, like if this happened in another sport, I think you'd talk about it. Like we talked about Bronny and LeBron having a relationship, not the same kind of relationship, but.
Or even what we've done with Bam and Asia. Like, and I know that's that's like a heterosexual couple in different leagues.
Yeah, but it's more like this team had the #1 pick in the draft. They drafted a player.
Yeah.
And there's certainly basketball reasons they made this pick. But there's also other reasons, and I think you have to factor that into it. And the same reason, like you factor in LeBron and Bronny's relationship with the Lakers. Like there's other people aren't drafted specifically for basketball reasons. You're drafted for personal reasons, fit, all these other things. And that's part of why she was drafted. That's
it's also a cool story that back-to-back #1 picks playing for the same team who played together in college who are now have the opportunity to play together professionally. And I just wish from the Wings perspective, I wish there could have been a happy medium, and maybe there can't be because we don't have nuance, but this idea of here's all the reasons that we picked Azzi Fudd #1.
Yeah.
And one of them is on a pro-con list, the pro of we have seen the on-court chemistry between these two, and there is a genuine hope. We want Paige Bueckers to play here as long as possible, and we want Azzi Fudd to play here as long as possible. And if they're happy here together. You know, no one can tell what the future is. But like just last year, people have been saying, well, it's not like this is new for the Wings even. They had Nalissa Smith and Dejanay Carrington last year. There's an old clip of the Wings GM talking about, hey, if we trade for Smith, we know we have a better opportunity to bring in
Or what
Carrington.
is it like? It's also, there's this weird element of salaciousness because they're dating.
I guess.
But what if you say, hey, we have the Rookie of the Year, Paige Bueckers, and we drafted her best friend?
Yeah.
Because that's, I mean, I assume they're best friends, right? They're
well, and then there's an element to this, and like I don't want to, because I don't care about there are some people who care about the salaciousness of it, who get really embedded in like the celebrity culture of it, and that is a part of this. Like as the W grows, the celebrity factor of these players grows too. Like people have pointed out, well, Diana Taurasi and Penny Taylor, who's now her wife, like they played together for 17 seasons and they were dating. It was a different world back then. Like Paige confirmed that they were dating, and maybe they're not dating anymore, and maybe that's a piece of this too. I don't really care about that. It's just unfortunately because.
Well, now it's become
a thing.
Well, that's the thing. It's become a capital T thing. It's become like the main thing. It's like the big story, and that's all. That's the other parts of it are kind of the most interesting parts. How do they fit on the court? How does this change the Dallas Wings? How does this make Paige Bueckers' life easier as?
And I think we'll get to that. Like practice, they have 15 days of practice, and then the season's here. So you're going to get into the basketball.
I mean, I get it too. A friend of mine wrote a thing for Dallas Magazine I saw, and he got like lit up on social media for kind of just asking the question.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I think it's fair to ask the question. I don't.
When I've seen some people say the only ones asking the question are men, and then that made me feel weird because I was like, well, shoot, am I asking this question because I'm surrounded by, I work in a male sports space, I'm surrounded by men, I live with a man, like has that skewed my take on that?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Yeah. Like I look at it as it is journalism and it is newsworthy, and this is a piece of today's like journalistic landscape and just media landscape that gets lost sometimes. Not all journalism is popular.
Sure.
It's not always the thing that everybody, you might sit there and say, hey, they have no business asking this question. That's fine.
Yeah.
They actually have a business asking the question. You don't have to like that the question is asked.
The job of journalists is to ask questions.
Hard questions.
Yeah, sometimes you have to ask things.
And we veered so far away from that being like the main thing. Because even this idea of,
are you going to tie this to the Diana Rossini story?
Well, no, because I saw somebody, but there is some.
But I'm thinking about how like all these newsbreaker guys, especially like the Adam Schefter, those guys.
The relationship part of the business.
Their relationship, they don't really ask the hard questions a lot of times. The hardest question they'll ask is, can I put this out or not?
Insiders don't ask hard questions.
So
they almost work together from a
it's almost PR. Yeah. So it's kind of weird from that standpoint, but that's what I was thinking of when you went there, because that's a big part of it too. As a journalist, Shams isn't really doing a lot of reporting on
things. He's a
things.
newsbreaker. And that's the thing. I saw somebody had a really good point on this, and might have been in relation to the Rossini thing. I actually think it was in relation to the WNBA CBA. But just the average person doesn't understand the difference between an investigative journalist, a newsbreaker, an insider, a content creator, an op-ed, a critic can be different.
Yeah, for sure.
And so like if a critic comes and says, hey, I really didn't think the Pitt finale was good.
Yeah.
And then the Pitt stands say, this person hates the Pitt. Well, it's like, no, he's looking through it through a lens of the training that he or she has had that leads them to make
they'll say the
technical
storyline was bad.
or how it's shot or the editing or whatever. I agree with that. It is, but now in the social space, these things just blow up, and then everybody has an opinion
about it. We're all lumped in together.
Like,
you and I are the same as, John Lee Anderson from the New Yorker and I Show Speed, and like we're all in the same boat for whatever reason. Which we're not. We're not the same.
We're
thing.
really technically like very different boats.
Yeah.
But we're all grouped together. And even I don't know if you saw it yesterday. The other thing that kind of took over my timeline was the Angie Mentink, who's the reporter for the Mariners.
Oh, yeah.
And Barstool shared a post, and the second Barstool takes something, it just like sends it into another stratosphere. But somebody had recorded her at a game and like over the shoulder while she's down like on the field. And she's on her phone typing something along the lines of
what's a good post-game
question after a loss.
I've
after
seen
a
you do
baseball
that
loss.
too.
I have. I saw that and I was like,
I was joking. I haven't seen you do that.
Oh, I did it this year for the first time. I wanted to try it.
Because you had the walk-up interviews on the court. Yeah.
I actually didn't think that it was particularly helpful. I think it could be helpful someday, but I would put my questions in that I'm writing, and I would say, can you make this question better? I said, can you make this a more thoughtful, question that would get a thoughtful answer kind of thing. Because sometimes I think with sideline reporting, something I've struggled with that space is, are you really getting good stuff? And so how can you get better stuff? Because it's such a weird, it's right after, nobody's in a really thoughtful space, so how do you get the best? So when I saw that yesterday, I was like, good for her. That's I know we all have this weird moral grandstanding against AI, which is in a lot of ways, sure, it's a scary thing and there's a lot of intricacies there. Again, a nuanced conversation, but from the standpoint of it's here, and I think you should probably try to figure out, okay, if this is going to impact jobs, how can I have it help me with mine? It was a complete non-story. And then you throw on the fact that she had a stroke earlier this year. So then people were trying to be like, you're really coming for a woman who had a stroke? I was like, I care that she had a stroke. I care that she's back. She's someone I've looked up to for a long time in the Seattle media.
But
she's great.
I also saw that the video was from last year.
I think it was from the postseason last year.
Right. So it was before the stroke happened.
She had the stroke in February.
Right.
So
I don't know. I don't know any. I just saw bits and pieces at 11 o'clock last night.
So I was like, I don't think. So then people were trying to reach and make it about
stroke. But now I'm like the other people who group everyone together in the same boat. Because like, I don't know the whole story. I just know little bits and pieces of it that I've seen on social media. I actually spoke yesterday, or not spoke. I was at University of Memphis yesterday. They had a pro day, they call it, where all the kids graduating from the journalism school get to like meet different professional journalists / people like me, because I don't know if I'm a journalist, but they have like 6 tables, and I was at a table, and the kids like rotate between. And one of the kids was like, "What do you think about AI and Chat GPT?"
Yeah.
And I was like, like I decided a long time ago that I wasn't going to use it at all. And so, like, I'm a writer. I can write. I don't need this to write. And sometimes I sit down and I write real bad stuff, but at least it's me. It's not. Yeah. And then, like, a year ago, I Googled something and it gave me an AI answer that I didn't ask for, but it still gave it to me. And I read it and I was like, it's not bad. Like, that's actually kind of okay. But I think the danger is to be reliant on that stuff. And if you use it as a tool, as something to be like, hey, give me an idea, give me a thought starter, that kind of thing, I think that's not bad. It's just such a slippery slope.
So I am in the Grizzlies mentor program, and we were working on a creative project, an end of the year project. And a part of it was creating a piece of art, and then with that art, having a piece of writing with it. And so one of our mentees was put in charge of writing, and I noticed that she was just copying something from her phone. And I said, what are you working on over here? And she goes, I wrote the written piece to go with the art. And I said, on your phone? And she said, no, I wrote it in ChatGPT. And I looked and it just said, can you write me a paragraph about and she had taken a picture of, which honestly, smart. She took a picture of the piece of art and she said, this is for my mentee project. And can you write something that describes this piece of art? Can you write a story? And it was pretty, I mean, you can, if you're trained to know that it came from AI or you've read enough of that kind of stuff. But then I challenged her. I said, okay, this is great bones. But how do we make this your voice?
Right.
And she was like, well, why do I have to make it my voice? So that concerned me. I left and I was like, oh God, we're so cooked. But to her credit, when pushed, she took the bones of what was prompted in that ChatGPT answer, and then she reframed it and she wrote it. And I challenged myself because some of it was, I'm a critical editor on the writing side, and this is an 8th grader. So like just the effort alone is nice to see. And it wasn't perfect. But I was like, this is awesome. This is so good because I want to encourage actual thought and creativity. But it is that slippery slope where they're getting so used to using it that early. I do get concerned for like the long term.
Well, now they have like tools. Like I'm taking classes at University of Memphis also. And last semester I took astrophysics.
Oh God.
Because I had to take a science class and I love space and that kind of stuff. So I took astrophysics, made it 98. But one of the things we had to do every week was the teacher would assign us an article or a TV show or something like that we had to watch or read. And then we had to write an essay about like questions we came up with while watching the show, like things it made us think about. And you wrote it on a website, and then other people in the class had to respond to it, right? So it was almost like a bulletin board type thing. Like you would write a paragraph, people would respond to it. And then you had to respond to other people's too. Anyway, you would write it, post it on there, and it would check it for AI. Somehow it knew like what was AI and what wasn't. What you would if you had watched a show and said, "Give me a thought about this show," and the AI didn't just copy and paste it. Now they can check for that. So they know like if it's not you.
But now there's people like there's a woman who just wrote a book who's been accused of using AI, and she swears up and down, I didn't use AI. As somebody who's a big M-dash user, because that's how people would very quickly say, oh, you used AI for that. I use M-dashes all the time. So now I find myself using commas where I used to use M-dashes just because I don't like using colon.
I also think that, but yeah, to your point, like maybe AI learned from this woman. You know what I mean? Because AI is learning from people.
Yes.
So maybe like they fed her work into that thing and taught it how to write stuff. I don't know.
It's such an interesting, like I like you originally was like, no AI ever.
Yeah.
And then I was on a girls trip with some friends in Los Angeles, and they live in
Did you see Mike
LA,
Vrabel?
New York. I didn't.
Sorry.
I missed it. Me and my 6 friends did not see Mike Vrabel. New York, Chicago, like all bigger cities, and they work in like pretty big industries. And they all paid for subscriptions of some of the higher end AI companies. And we're talking about how even like one of them at that point was using one of the first runs of having an AI assistant. And I just realized, I was like, I'm so behind. Like, I don't know. And there's the Memphis component in trying to protect the environment and not wanting the aquifer damaged. And so you fight that side of it and environmentally. But then here I was watching all these girls. I went to college. We all went to the same school. And I felt like they were so elevated from a standpoint of utilizing this technology that is seemingly coming for a lot of jobs. And they're like, oh yeah, our company's done all of these processes to try to help us be able to utilize it. And then that's the job now, is like working with those tools. And I don't know what, I mean, in that moment, I felt like I needed to catch up a little bit. And so I did challenge myself to start experimenting with it. And it's not like it runs my life. I think they use it far more than I ever would. It runs their life. But every now and then I'll try and be like, how could I use this tool to help me today?
I saw another storyline that was on my timeline yesterday was some guy who got fired from Disney yesterday.
Yes,
Did you see that guy?
Yep.
And he was answering questions from people. And a lot of people were asking about AI. And they were like, do you use AI? Does Disney use AI? And he was like, oh, there's this platform, there's that. I use this one. Some people use that one. I didn't realize just how like integrated it is in some of these big companies. That's part of what they do.
Yeah.
But the other thing I think is like, and I always tell people this, I told these kids this yesterday, AI might exist. It might, people think it's coming for our jobs. Like somebody has to tell AI what to do. Somebody has to control it.
For now.
Somebody has to build it. Like there was a company I saw that cleans floors in your house using AI. The AI learns the size of your house, runs a vacuum back and forth, whatever.
Yeah.
Somebody has to fix the vacuum when it breaks. Somebody has to carry the vacuum into the room. All that stuff. So.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. But for like a woman to be asking it a question and then for it to turn into it. Because I saw somebody say, God, between this and the Azzi Fudd and the Diana Rossini, bad week for women in journalism. And I'm like, well, first of all, Azzi Fudd's not a journalist. She's a basketball player. So put that in a separate box. Secondly, entirely different conversations to be had.
At least I taught you how to cook this week.
Thank God. I'm going to lose my job in sports media. I better learn how to cook so that I can run my household a little bit better. Before we let you go, are you excited for the play-in games tonight? Can you get excited because they have meeting for the Grizzlies?
I think they're on Amazon Prime.
They are on Amazon Prime.
I'm not. Yeah, I spent about 20 minutes the other night trying to find the games.
They're all on Amazon Prime.
I didn't know. I tried ESPN, TNT, NBC, the Peacock. I finally got it. I'll probably watch. Braves Phillies starts tonight. I want to watch that too. One of the two teams the Grizzlies need to lose is going to lose. Probably Orlando.
What if they both win?
No.
Wouldn't that just be symbolic?
They're not both going to win. Orlando's cooked,
man. What if
man.
they both lose? I know. Orlando feels like the more likely.
Speaking of AI,
of the
did you see the video of Jamal Mosley sawing Franz Wagner in half they showed?
No, I did not.
We were watching the game the other night, and at halftime they were like, well, the Magic have been through some stuff this season, and this weird animated video popped up.
I didn't see it, but I heard it. I was like in the kitchen.
And
funny enough, I was in the
Jamal
kitchen.
Mosley dressed like a magician, sawing Franz Wagner in half, and I turned to my son and I was like,
design?
"This must be AI, right?" But it looked really real. Like it was very well done. It was very strange. And they never said this is AI. I guess they just assumed if they show a video of a coach sawing a player in half, it's AI. People are going to know it. So anyway, I think Orlando's cooked. The Suns, I was kind of stunned they lost that game. They were up big. Dylan Brooks hit a three. I thought they were. I turned it off. I was like, they got this thing.
Oh, I know.
And then they blew it. So like, I don't know with the Suns. If Devin Booker plays better than he did the other night, I think they could win. But I think Orlando's done.
It's also the thing of like, can the Warriors' legs carry them one more game? And can the inspiration of hate? We talked a lot about it in the first segment. Like, can the collective hate of Draymond, Steph, and Steve Kerr and all the other pieces around against Dylan Brooks take away? I mean, Dylan Brooks is one of the greatest haters that we have in the game. Like, can his single hate drive the Suns?
Yeah, but LaMelo was terrible the other night.
Yeah, he
Like,
was.
It was 2 for 16 on threes.
And Con was terrible too.
Yeah, like I think they played terrible and they won. So like I think they've got a big game in them.
All right, Lang, have
All
a great weekend. Good luck in the Memphis
Thank
Masters,
you.
and I hope it doesn't rain you out. We got a
Me
lot
too.
of rain. Porch Fest delayed. The Memphis football spring
Party or whatever it
party,
is.
not. Or I think it was an open practice. It's been delayed because it's supposed to rain.
I'm just hoping we get a little. Drizzle's all right. I can live with the drizzle. We just
like it's gonna
don't want too much rain.
All right, we'll take a break. DJ Zirk is performing at Porch Fest this weekend. He's also performing at Riverbeat next month. He's going to join us in studio. Special Music Friday guest after a quick break.
25 years of history. Going back to where it all started. B2K is back. The Millennium Tour presents the Boys for Life Tour. Bow
Still, I
Wow.
ain't impressed cause ain't none of them at all.
Boys for Life. Also starring Pretty Ricky, B5, Young Jock, Crime Mob, A. Marie, and Franchise Boys. April 26th, FedEx Forum. Tickets available at Ticketmaster. Presented by the Black Promoters Collective.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Kevin Garnett returned to Minnesota. How awesome was this? Look at this.
That's love right there.
When he walks in, and they brought him out of the tunnel. They're like, welcome back. They played like a tribute video.
That's the reason why guys like TA and them are here, bro.
This is the best.
You want to see the OGs back showing love.
It's the best. That is the best. Nothing has felt more wrong than Kevin Garnett not being a part of that.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
The heaviest metal credit card of all time. Rumored to be one of only 18 in existence. Plated with the very same tungsten that forged the International Space Station. And wielded at business dinners like a samurai sword. It's a classic corporate power move. But the real power move? Having end-to-end visibility on your most critical shipments. FedEx, the new power move.
Each challenge is unique, so each game plan is customized to identify opportunity and the path to victory. It's true in basketball, it's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle with personalized planning and advice. Play hard, bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by May 30th, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
When the arena lights dim for a concert or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person who will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's a person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to give you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let other fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
All right, welcome back. It is a special Music Friday because we have a special guest in studio. DJ Zirk joins us. He was here last year to get us ready for Riverbeat Music Festival, and you did so good they got you back again this year.
Yes. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. So opportunity to do Memphis Rap OG stage again.
Yes.
What's different about this year than last year?
Well, we got a different lineup. We got Gangsta Black, Tom Ski, Tila, Nikhil Shine, DJ Blizzard, Blue Bland, and DJ Superman. Yes.
What did that experience mean to you last year?
It was great. You know, it was people all around the world, and they sold me out to lock them in the trunk. Welcome to Memphis shirts.
Weren't you debuting that shirt last year?
Yes,
you had just
ma'am.
had those made, right? Are you going to have them again this year?
Yes, ma'am. I will.
Nice.
Yes, ma'am. They sold me out in like 2 hours. I was like, wow.
Did you feel like there was an uptick in people here and everywhere being like, I want to go back and listen to some of my favorite DJ Zirk?
I think most likely I'm hearing it should be bigger this year than last year. Ice Cube and Wu-Tang gonna be in. We're gonna open up, me and Al Capone. We're gonna host it, and we're gonna have a blast.
Is that your two favorites coming this year, Wu-Tang and Ice Cube?
Yes, Ice Cube definitely is, you know.
How did either of those have an influence on you when you were kind of making your music through the years?
Yes, Ice Cube, the one that kind of taught us, NWA, kind of one that taught us that we can say what we want to say. Because, you know, we was raising up kids, our parents had us a little bit respectful. So we kind of hid the music that we didn't want them to hear. And when Ice Cube, NWA came out, they taught us to say what we wanted to say.
You've had the chance to make some new music here recently, right?
Yes.
What do you got going on?
I got a whole lot going on. I'm working with some people out in New York. I'm working on a deal with my podcast and stuff. And there's a lot of things that's going good. I got artists. OG Reese is coming out pretty soon. And me and DJ Sound, we coming back with the 1992 sound.
Ooh. Okay, what does that mean?
The sound that you hear, actually you hearing today.
Okay.
In which a lot of that stuff is kind of sampled or taken away from us, and which the universe have revolved.
Hey, Zirk, man, there's a lot of older rappers from the 90s putting out new music now.
Yes.
Juvenile's got album out. T.I.'s got an album that is coming out as well. Like, what does it mean to see that the music for both of them, it sounds exactly like what it was when they were on and popping? What does it mean to you to know that rap from then still has this type of staying power 20-something, 30-something years after the fact?
It means a lot to me because it's showing where a lot of the foundation of, you know, really where we was coming from. We spit knowledge. When I was doing songs, even with the Lock 'em in the Trunk song, it was really knowledge in that song that people probably didn't catch. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think it's all just coming back to the real, true rhyming. Not saying that this culture, this age and time that these kids is not doing it, but it's like, I think people just going back to real music.
Yeah. Well, and that's music grows, right? And like you stack the years and it evolves and it comes in circles and you get old stuff and new stuff. And like that's how we're always going about.
Yes.
Are there any newer artists who you're really inspired by, who you really think are kind of up and comers here?
You know, the thing, I want to say this, you know, I was really inspired by Pooh Shiesty, you know, in so many ways that he come out of jail and make a big thing, you know, just like he really put Memphis on top. We got like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 top rappers in the world, and you know, of course, things happen, bad decisions, you know. So, you know, he was one that kind of inspired me that these young kids can really do it, you know, and just make the right decisions.
Yeah, from a global standpoint, like Pooh Shiesty was up there. Glorilla continues to be one of the most famous rappers in the world right now.
Yes, I love Gorilla style.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, she's Memphis, right?
Right,
Like, it just
which
feels
is
so
Memphis.
representative of music made from here.
Yes. And, you know, I wish more of them give us, you know, a little bit more props, because I'm sure, it's like I was raised off Penny Hardaway. You know, and I and what he did for Binghampton, I love to do for Orange Mound. You know, and he was, you know, inspiration for me.
Yeah.
So, you know, I just wish a lot of them just, you know, tell the truth and know that they inspired by they older rappers.
You get to do Porch Fest this weekend, too.
Yes,
I know it's been moved to Sunday because that weather's
wow.
coming through on Saturday. Have you done Porch Fest before?
No, I've been, and my manager took me like a time or two in a year, and I'm like, wow, this is so wonderful. And I got a chance to be on this year.
I wish I could go. I always am out of town the weekend of Porch Fest, or we've had Grizzlies games. It's never linked up, but I've heard Porch Fest is so much fun.
It is.
Every year.
It is. And it's going to be Sunday. And y'all come on down. I believe my time going to be 3 o'clock.
Okay.
And we're going to have fun.
It'll be a good time. It's coming out of the rain. Hopefully the weather will be a little bit better.
I would have did
nice.
it in the rain.
You would have. Well, hey, you never know. Riverbeat, formerly Memphis in May, they always used to call it Memphis in Mud because that rain would come through and you never know. But I remember last year was so cool because it was beautiful weather. And I just never forget watching you guys on that stage, which they had set up like right behind the basketball courts. And you got the river in the background. And it just felt so like quintessential Memphis.
Yes, it really is. But there's no place like Memphis. No matter where you go, there's no place, and I know people really want to come to Memphis. Memphis is a fun city, and we like to have fun. That's part of our music is having fun, even though our music is dark, but we like having fun.
Zirk, appreciate you always for being in here. We can't wait to see you. Porch Fest this weekend and Riverbeat Music Festival the first weekend in May. We will take a quick break. When we come back, we'll do a little more Music Friday. I'll also share the best of the chat that I have seen today as CJ, thanks for turning Chris Luther into the new Chuck Norris.
Hey, listen, man. Anything
Dreams
for my
come
buffet
true.
bro.
Dreams come
buffet
true.
bros for life.
We'll get into all that, get into the weekend after a quick break.
New Amsterdam Vodka is an official partner of the Memphis Grizzlies. It's the only exceptionally smooth vodka that is 5 times distilled, 3 times filtered, and rated 93 points. New Amsterdam believes wins big and small become legendary when you celebrate them with your crew. So here's to the blue, white, and gold, the Memphis grit and grind, and reliving winning moments big and small with Tennessee's favorite basketball team. New Amsterdam Vodka. Find your wins.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Get ready, Grizzlies fans. It is time for the Surfside Can Shuffle. Can you keep up with the cans and find Mac the Crab?
Junior Grizzlies summer camps presented by Ortho South are the key to a slam dunk summer with over a dozen 4-day camps perfect for hoopers ages 6 to 14 looking to build fundamental skills and make unforgettable memories. With camps across the Mid-South in Tennessee, Mississippi, and Arkansas, you won't have to go far for the ultimate hoops experience this summer. Registration comes with a Junior Grizzlies jersey, lunchbox, and a basketball to take home. Don't wait, space is limited. Visit grizzlies.com/juniorgrizzlies today to secure a spot for a fun-filled summer. That's grizzlies.com/juniorgrizzlies.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has announced its 2026 inductees. Among the headliners, Oasis. And I'm assuming your favorite, Iron Maiden.
I dabble.
Oasis is the biggest act here.
I don't know, man. Iron Maiden.
Bro, they just did a stadium tour.
So does Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden's not doing a stadium tour in the year 2026. They're playing Minglewood Hall.
No, they are not.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
The Grizzlies are proud to team up with Prime Global Group, a company on a mission to redefine real estate investment. By leveraging deep experience, strategic insight, and robust resources, Prime Global Group is shaping a smarter, socially responsible future. Whether you're an investor or simply curious, now's the time to explore innovative strategies that align with your values. Join the movement and discover how you can be a part of this exciting evolution. Visit primeglobalgroup.net to learn more and connect with the team today. That's primeglobalgroup.net.
seat at the heart of Grizz Nation with the 2026-2027 season ticket membership. You can experience all the action of the Grizzlies season with the best ticket prices, exclusive benefits, and access reserved for the most loyal fans. Be a part of what's next and be there for every towel-waving moment to come. Visit grizzlies.com/season tickets to see the full list of pricing, perks, and benefits and become an MVP today. And you'll be able to see the number 1 and number 2 picks from this year's draft. That's crazy. That's crazy. What if somebody was listening to this show for the first time and was like, I heard Jessica Benson say that the Grizzlies got the first and second picks in this year's draft, and then just started spreading it around the city.
That's how rumors get spread.
Let's get these rumors started. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
I'm unfamiliar.
Lindsay Lohan, great.
Okay. Yeah.
Alilo, great. Alilo, great. Hey, thanks for turning Chris Luther into Chuck Norris. I say the woke Chuck Norris, just because, got to know where Chris Luther stands. But I appreciate all of these in the chat. I have been trying not to laugh as I have been reading these. I really like many of them. Chris Luther figured out the recipe to the Krabby Patty secret formula. Chris Luther will be performing at every porch at Porch Fest simultaneously. Chris Luther invented the skyhook. Chris Luther handed Wilt a piece of paper that said 100 on it. Chris Luther wrote, oh, that's the one that I just did. Chris Luther tried to tell Rick James not to put his feet all up on Eddie Murphy's couch. Chris Luther started Crunk. Chris Luther gave Prince the idea to serve pancakes after playing basketball. Chris Luther told Zirk to lock him in the trunk, and Zirk said that should be fine.
I texted Chris, like, Chris come to the chat quick.
He had to go into work early today. He has a very important day at work, a very busy day at work.
Take some time and read these.
Take some time and enjoy the view. Chris Luther told Kelly Clarkson one day you will host a talk show.
Chris
Luther inspired Rihanna to get her ass in the studio to release a new album.
But
I like where you're thinking,
though.
Antoine.
Like, Antoine, that never happened.
This is a show of manifestation, don't you know? The Big Bang Theory had to get Chris Luther's permission to happen. I saw Chris Luther down a whole bottle of Everclear. It did nothing to him.
It didn't.
It's my second conversation about Everclear this week. I don't think I've had Everclear since like 2013.
Yeah, I'll never have it again.
Steer clear from the Everclear. Chris Luther is the only 3-time Heisman winner. I saw Chris Luther throw down a 1080 dunk once. Chris Luther gave the idea to get the plastic out the oceans. You're right.
That's him.
Environmentalist Chris Luther has been trying desperately. Do you know how hard it is to clean a jar of peanut butter so that it can be appropriately recycled?
Yeah, I don't, but I can imagine.
Chris got me a plastic spatula type thing that's specifically designed because he was sick of me throwing residue of peanut butter in with the peanut butter can into the recycling. And he's like, you cannot have any food on the recycling or they will use it as an excuse, especially here, to not include it in the recycling and then just throw the whole lot out. So he got me this like spatula that I have to take I have to leave it in the sink for hours to get it nice and soft for the extra residue on the side.
Gotta let it soak.
Let it soak.
Yeah.
We love a soak. And then you take that spatula and you just go over and over and over again. And I'm like, God, I love the environment.
Not this much.
Not this much. Not this much. Chris Luther told Tim Tebow to try jumping a little bit when he passes at the goal line. Oh, that's exciting.
Changed the game. Won him a Heisman.
Chris Luther gave Tony Hawk the confidence to pull a 900.
Oh.
Chris Luther showed me that dress was blue with black stripes. What a pull. Chris Luther's on the $3 bill.
Yeah.
Chris Luther volunteered to work lifelong overtime so that we can have 4-hour work weeks. Yay!
Yeah, that hadn't happened yet either.
Again, Antoine is on the manifestation game plan.
Antoine doesn't understand
Chris
how
Luther
this game
taught
works.
Wolfgang Puck how to cook.
Okay.
Chris Luther wrote the whole Mr. Don't Play album for Project Pat.
No.
I don't think he did. There's some words in there that he should not have written.
I thought about
Don't put that on him.
I thought about that. I thought about saying, as y'all were talking about Ice Cube, Chris saw 4 black people standing on the corner in LA and was like, yo, those N-words got attitude. But I was like, okay.
I watched a video of, there's a trend that maybe we should do. We probably can't. We'd get in trouble for it. But there's a trend of like interracial couples having the other person like make a slideshow where it's like, black people I don't think my white girlfriend would know.
Yeah.
Or
Those
white
things
people
are
I
going
don't.
on.
Yeah, that's going everywhere. And one of them yesterday was Ice Cube. And he was like, and what's Ice Cube known for? And she was like, founding NWA. And he goes, and what does NWA stand for? And she goes, I don't think I can say that. And he goes, yeah, good job. Is that the end of it?
It's still going, and you didn't get to the beginning. Like, we've been doing this for
also, I know we're having this
45 minutes.
Breaking of the third wall with the chat right now, and I wanted to say, I do see, and I appreciate, because I see BCV96 talking about the AI comments, and I appreciate those. Like, I do think AI is a super slippery slope, and I don't like it, and I am conflicted in my usage of it, and I don't want any of my artistic spaces. We were talking during the break, one of the top songs on the Apple song rankings right now is an AI song. And like, I hate that. My favorite show, The Comeback, is dealing with this. Like, that's the main plot of The Comeback this year, is like her participating in a show written by AI. And sometimes it's good and sometimes it's absolutely terrible. And like, just from a creative space standpoint, we talked yesterday about Val Kilmer. I don't want old actors being regenerated through the usage of AI. Like, there has to be a humanity in arts and in writing and in the world. So it's hard. So
it's not that. It's not that damn. It's not that.
I know, but you're
hard.
very anti. You're like a hardliner.
What do you mean by hardline?
Like, you don't use it at all.
No, I do my best not to.
Yeah.
I don't knowingly do it. If it happens, then it sort of happens. I think it's hard when you just type into your search engine, hey, give me these stats because I'm working and I just need. Oh, okay, Desmond Bain. I need to know what he is from 3 in the corner. Hey, Google. Desmond Bain corner 3 percentage, and then the AI thing pops up. It's like, okay.
And it's getting more. In the past, you couldn't trust that.
And I don't even read it. Yeah. I just scroll past it.
To get
but
to
I don't, and I don't know.
Link, yeah.
I don't know how to turn it off. And I'm not dedicated enough to the craft to Google how to turn AI off, have AI tell me how to turn it off, and then go through the steps necessary to turn it off. So I just ignore it. There are things that AI do. Or does, I don't know, that are truly remarkable. Like the fact that we can use AI from a medical standpoint.
Right, the scientific side of it is pretty
remarkable. AI can look at your body and be like, oh, this cell has a blah, blah, blah percentage chance of becoming cancerous. And if you don't do what need be done, then you have a blah, blah, blah percentage of cancer. But this treatment has a blah, blah, blah percentage of being effective.
Right.
And we think that, like that type stuff is amazing. That is wonderful. AI maybe from a scheduling standpoint might be cool, but AI to, like you said, from a humanity perspective, the arts, the writing, the teaching, the learning.
Yeah.
That's where I'm out on AI. Things should be made easier, absolutely.
That's progress.
But you've got to be able to think. And at no point in time in history have we as a species ever created something that took away our ability to think. As we've made major leaps, we put people on the moon, we flew in the sky, we got cars, we got the assembly line, right? Like, we've got these things. At no point in time did we say, okay, I can shut my brain off for extended periods and not have to worry about thinking, not have to worry about knowing things because I don't need to know it. Right. I just need to know how to type it into my phone or a computer, right? Like, that's the difference in AI and progress with AI versus progress that we've seen in other aspects of humanity.
And the very real environmental factors and the idea of using certain communities, and we live in one of those communities in Memphis, and taking advantage of
underserved,
undervoiced, and the idea of just bringing in all of these giant data centers and what that will be. We don't know long term. I mean, we see things affecting the environment constantly, and what that could mean for both the air and the water and who knows what else is a very scary thing. And so, like, from that standpoint, it's so hard to watch it take off in the way that it has and know that you live in a community, or at least adjacent to a community, that has to deal with it even more so because of their direct neighborness or their direct correlation with
it's in their community. It's in
but
their
I think it's in our community too. I think it's silly to think
ours.
that there's some imaginary wall that comes up through the sky, and it's like, well, okay, this specific area in this part of Memphis is affected. No, it goes everywhere. And again, the water is like, we so value our drinking water in the aquifer here in Memphis. So I appreciate you, chat, and I appreciate the conversations that you have. Thank you.
Are they ever going to build the water plant?
No.
Okay. I don't think.
I mean, I would hope so. I would like to. I'd like to speak that into
What does
existence.
suspended indefinitely mean?
I don't know.
Okay.
I hope it's pressed to the nth degree because it should be.
Gotta be.
We have to value our resources. If we stop valuing any of our resources, like God, we're so. Anyway, that's a depressing conversation. Music Friday. Hey, Justin Bieber's gonna be at Coachella again.
You know what I heard?
Pivot. What?
I heard Bieber wasn't going to do Coachella,
but Chris Luther told him to.
Chris Luther was like, "Hey, my guy, just get the laptop out. Take it old school."
I heard Sabrina Carpenter's going to have Chris Luther deliver her big epic monologue, even though it was written for a woman. She said Chris Luther. And he's going to play the Will Ferrell part, too. Yeah.
Shout out Chris Luther.
Yeah. I heard Chris Luther's going to do a special DJ set. 3 p.m.
Oh.
Yeah. That's where we're actually going this weekend. It's Lutherchella. That's where we're at. No, Chris Luther. I have Chris Luther on the brain. Always. Justin Bieber has officially broken every Coachella record in sight. I don't know if that's technically true, but he has broken a lot of records. He is the highest paid artist in history, with the reports that he was paid close to $10 million for his Coachella 2-weekend performances. Highest ticket demand ever. Most liked post ever on social media, the clips of Justin Bieber from his weekend one performance. Most viewed and most Googled performance ever, and most expensive tickets to Coachella ever sold. Bieberchella domination, in the words of Pop News. It is a fascinating thing to watch Justin Bieber mania re-solidify itself. You said, CJ, when we were talking on Monday coming out of weekend one, which I stayed up till the wee hours of the morning, 3 a.m. to watch the Bieber Coachella set, you were surprised that Justin Bieber still had that kind of movement.
And still am.
And I think it really is a testament to Justin Bieber being one of the great pop stars of all time. I'm serious, and I know I've done this of all time.
No,
but
I think there are millions of people. It feels like it's millions of people who agree with that sentiment there, and you can tell that it's hundreds of thousands of people just by how well that set was received. You can tell by how much merch is being sold, how expensive tickets are, and how willing people are to pay the price for those tickets. You can tell that this is a generational pop star, right?
Yeah.
It's just not something that I've ever listened to, and it hadn't crossed over into me personally, my culture, people around me, like my immediate friends and family. We're not talking about this. But that doesn't mean that there isn't this conversation happening, because clearly it's happening everywhere else. I don't know how I'm insulated from it. I don't know why I don't pay it any attention. It's if you didn't bring it up and the algorithm didn't hear you bring it up on Monday, I wouldn't have seen that tweet. And then I grabbed that tweet because of the show purposes. And listen, if everybody likes Bieber, we got to talk about it because we like clicks, damn it. So clip it. But Justin Bieber is having one of those moments where it's, whether you know about him or not, whether you like him or not, you kind of look at this moment, and if you're paying any sort of attention, you know, okay, this is a phenom type thing, and only the best of the best in pop get to be that. Mm-hmm. And Justin Bieber is absolutely that right now.
We just really didn't have, and maybe I'm forgetting one, so if I am, please alert me. We have
that
not
was a tough
had,
time in my life, so I don't remember.
Well, we have not had a male pop star in a long time. And to be totally honest, I thought Justin Bieber had fallen out. And this is a reminder that you can always come back. And I know, God, I've pissed off a lot of communities this week. It's been that kind of week on the internet. Someone's like, you can't be a believer if you're not a fan of swag. I'm like, okay, well, I went to the Justin Bieber movie when I was in college. I dressed up for the Justin Bieber movie, okay? I went and saw it in theaters. So I think that qualifies as at least being a believer at one time in your young life. But I fell out of Justin Bieber music. Like, he took a turn into like what he's been making recently, which is, again, just because I don't like it doesn't mean that it's bad. I'm not saying that it's bad. It's just not my cup of tea. And so I didn't really think that he still had like that kind of a pull, but he clearly does. And the audiences and the records and the numbers like speak for themselves. But his old music is awesome. And we've seen so many like young women in the industry, like even Olivia Rodrigo has a new song out this morning that I listened to. She filmed a music video in Versailles, which is amazing. And she's one of those young pop stars who could still even make another leap. Like Sabrina's made that leap. Chappell Roan in 1 year, maybe she didn't want to be that famous, but she became incredibly famous in that space. We've had Adele. We've had, obviously, like Beyonce and Taylor speak for themselves. But we've just had a pretty hefty cycle of female pop icons. And we haven't had the male pop icon in a way that maybe we were used to experience it, being it MJ or Prince, or Chris Brown was on that track. And I know Chris Brown is still wildly popular. I get it. That's one of the weird lines that I draw. Although I would go to the Chris Brown Usher show if someone gave me a ticket.
I good luck.
Thanks.
Pop from a male perspective has changed.
Yeah.
So the bubblegum pop, I don't even know if it's bubblegum pop, but the non-rap, non-hip hop pop is
and
was
international pop, because you could call Bad Bunny pop.
Isn't he a
he's
rapper?
Latin. Bad Bunny?
Yeah. Wouldn't we qualify that as rap?
I guess.
Which I think is my point. As rap has become more commercially accepted.
Good point.
The pop stars aren't the singers in the same way. The pop stars are now, from a male perspective, rappers. So
if you look up best male pop artists,
it's Drake.
It's The Weeknd.
2010s?
Harry Styles.
Okay.
Ed Sheeran. Post Malone. And
That's
then
a
Justin Bieber. And Post Malone is a rapper, I would say.
2010's Post Malone, I think, is absolutely a rapper. What he is now, that you guys can tell me, but I'm pretty sure he's a rapper. He was a rapper then, and now he's like country pop. But even with those, right, in the 2010s, like they weren't around the entire 2010s. They were around for segments, particularly middle, late parts of that decade. You could throw One Direction, I think, if you wanted to do that, throw them in there, since Harry Styles is in there. You have K-pop with BTS. I'm not sure when BTS really took off, but I do think, because we have males in the pop space that do numbers, they are, for the most part, like rappers. And did they mention Bruno Mars? What are we doing with Bruno? Not saying that any of these people have what Bieber has right now, but like there are pop
because like
stars.
Usher was R&B, but became viewed through a pop lens, I think. But I wouldn't call Usher a pop star.
That's the weird thing about pop.
And I guess now I wouldn't call Justin Bieber. I mean, Justin Bieber was a pop star, but now the new music he's making is not pop music.
Pop music is just whatever's popular.
Music. Pop is short for popular.
That's all it is. So there's no real like limit on what can and can't be pop. If you're popular enough, you cross over enough, then you are pop. I don't know how to define it, because I know what you're saying, and I don't know how to define that sound, right? Like Usher became a pop star.
I honestly don't think it's the sound.
Okay.
I think you have to define it on the spreadability of. God, that's a bad word to use.
Let's spread them.
I don't like this.
Come on.
It has to be like a level up of fan engagement.
Okay.
With that person's music, where their music, no matter what genre it is. So I guess technically, like Bad Bunny is a pop star.
Yes, and he's a rapper. He's a rapper that
Kendrick Lamar. But it feels weird to call Kendrick Lamar like he's an icon.
I'm not sure if he is, because I'm not sure how much crossover that album.
But don't you think Drake would have been considered a pop star?
Yeah, because Drake crossed over.
Right, and Chris Brown would have been considered a pop star.
crossed over. Right, so I guess there are people in pop who are in pop because they are popular, right? But they are this genre over here or that genre over here, and they've managed to cross over. And then in the case of Bieber, there are people who just fit pop, right? Like NSYNC, Britney Spears, Backstreet Boys. I don't know what genre they are.
Pop.
They are pop, though. Like, we picked that up and plopped that in as pop. They don't fit in any other genre. But
there's always been, like, even Justin Timberlake then going off of that. And
became
the age-old blue-eyed soul appropriation of R&B and then turning that into a pop lens, a la Elvis, even Justin Bieber had a little bit. I mean, the connectivity between Justin and Usher, like, was a big piece of his ascension. It's not like he was just doing bland folk music pop. Not that would be bad. I do like folk. It's just different.
You always take shots at folk. Folk
But
and
I like
country.
folk, I
you
don't
take,
like country.
You take shots at them unnecessarily.
And I don't know why I think folk is
Unnecessarily.
fine and I don't listen to country.
Yeah. Get you some country. Get you some Aldine. Listen to some Body Like a Back Road.
I'm okay.
Come on now.
Body Like a Back Road?
Yeah. Isn't that the way?
Like
isn't that the
coming
song?
down the dirt road? Or is that a different
No,
one?
that's a different one. What is that?
I can't say that I know the Body of the Back Road.
No. Body like a back
But there's
road,
country-
driving with my eyes closed. I know every curve like the back of my hand.
I do know that song.
Doing
Yeah.
15 and a 30. I ain't in no hurry. I'ma take it slow,
sings
just
that?
as fast as I can.
What a line.
It's a great song. It's
Yeah.
about taking your time as you explore.
But also being excited and being in a hurry.
No, not in a hurry.
He just said.
He said,
that's a great lyric.
15 and a 30. I ain't in no hurry.
But
I'ma take it slow.
just as fast as I can, because your heart is racing in those moments. I actually thought that was a line that spoke to the experience of taking
I
it
got
slow,
you.
but
I
you're
see
so excited.
After
you're fumbling
we
around.
explicate it more, I get what
thank
you're saying.
you.
You're right.
Media literacy. Women in STEM, media literacy. Here we go. Anything else?
I mean, Bieberchella. You excited? You gonna watch the second set?
No.
Okay.
I can't do it again.
Okay.
That set off the whole beginning of my week. I'm too old to stay up until 3 a.m.
Just record it.
I wasn't back to normal until yesterday. I swear.
I believe it.
I really think it impacted me. Everyone's like, "Are you so rested? The season's over." I'm like, "No, I stayed up until 3 a.m. watching Justin Bieber over the weekend. Sorry." I might be interested if I'm awake for Sabrina Carpenter. I'm curious who she brings out enough to re-investigate that. Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets is coming out.
Oh my gosh, have you seen it? If I had a show, this is all I would
I'm
talk
pretty
about
excited
is
about
Rock and
it.
Roll and the Muppets. Have you seen the cameos?
Yeah.
So when you go in the line, you walk through the line and there'll be TVs up in some of these rides for those of you who don't know how Disney works. And they have random videos that pop up and play to get you excited for the ride, and people are playing as characters or what have you. Like Felicia Rashad was in, I can't remember which one, maybe it was Figment. I can't remember which one I looked up, and it was young Felicia Rashad up on the screen. Either way it goes, we got that announcement for the Muppets. There's gonna be a whole lot of people in it.
Isn't she the...
She's the
Isn't
space.
she the dinosaur? No,
It's a
isn't she
dinosaur. It's a dinosaur.
one?
Yes, she's the
I
dinosaur
swear
one.
she's the dinosaur.
You're right. She's
Yes.
the dinosaur one. Yes.
Yes.
So there's
The one for Entourage used to be in the old Aerosmith Rock and Roller Coaster.
they're gonna do it like Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yes.
where there will be multiple different
You
songs.
saw who one of them is.
I did see Kelly Clarkson in there.
There was a great... Are you caught up on Rooster?
Yes.
I'm not caught up on Rooster,
Yes.
but if you've seen
Yes.
every episode, there is a time where Steve Carell screams and he's like, "Ah!" And I just like osmosis go, "Kelly Clarkson!" And Chris was like, what a reference. And I think it was a nod to those of us who have been the Kelly stans along the way.
Kelly Clarkson, phenomenal artist.
It's Walking on Sunshine, Electric Mayhem featuring Kelly Clarkson, Rock Till You Drop, Def Leppard, Love Roller Coaster,
That's
Jennifer
the one.
Hudson, and
That's the
Questlove.
one. That's the one.
Born to be Wild,
That
Camilla
would be
the
a good-
Chicken.
that would be a good one,
I'm
too.
unfamiliar with Camilla the Chicken.
Camilla, she's the chicken in the
Muppets?
in the Muppet Mayhem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know her name.
Yeah.
And then
Camilla.
song 2 is just the Electric Mayhem.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
I can't wait.
I don't like change. Change is hard. I loved the Aerosmith
10
Rock and Roller
years,
Coaster.
I'll be there. I got to financially recover from going this past year.
Once every 10. Gosh. Chris and I talked about this the other day. I was like, I don't know if we could afford to. If we had a child in the future, could we do a family vacation to Disney World? At what age would we do it? Because we're probably only doing it once.
9. Yes, you could.
Is that the perfect age?
9. Perfect age for me? If it was mine?
Yeah.
12 or 13. That way I can drop you in the park and say, get the hell away from me. Meet me back here at this time. But yeah, 9. And then you might be able to fit it in twice. If you go at 9, 10 more years, they'll be 19. They'll still want to be coming around. There you go.
All right. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Chat. You're a good chat. Have a great weekend. TGIF. We'll see you on Monday. Hopefully the Grizzlies will have even more opportunities at the lottery ahead. First and second pick. Smells like potential. Have a good weekend. Bye.